Ravi, an ordinary man in Mumbai, suddenly notices a sinister stranger with his exact face in the mirror, mimicking his every move. The reflection's cold, foreign eyes fill him with unease. Ravi was unnerved by the unsettling smirk on the face that felt wrong, like someone wearing a mask. As days turned into weeks, the doppelganger seemed to grow bolder, lingering longer in reflections, almost like it was studying him. One evening, he saw it wink at him, something he hadn't done, and his stomach dropped, realizing this entity might be more than just a hallucination. Ravi's restless nights were haunted by nightmares of himself committing unimaginable acts, and his reflection appeared to revel in these horrifying images. One day, he caught sight of his reflection walking in the opposite direction with a sinister smirk in a shop window, shattering his sense of reality. Terrified, he went to a local priest, hoping to find solace or maybe some explanation, but the priest's face grew pale when he heard his story. "The spirit has found you," he whispered, warning him that doppelgangers are often a sign of impending death or a soul trying to replace its original. Ravi's life spiraled, people around him began acting distant, almost as if they'd seen him do things he couldn't recall. He would find items he'd never purchased in his apartment, dark clothing, sharp objects, all out of place in his simple life. His friends mentioned strange encounters with him at odd hours, claiming he'd spoken harshly, and even threatened them, a version of himself he couldn't remember being. Panic crept into his life as he wondered if this other self was starting to take over, stealing pieces of his life bit by bit. One night, as he stared into his bathroom mirror, he found the doppelganger staring back with a wide, unnerving grin that stretched beyond human expression. For the first time, it spoke, in a voice chillingly identical to his own, "You've had your life long enough. Now, it's my turn." Ravi stumbled backward, terror making his mind race as he ran out, determined to escape this nightmare reflection. But every reflective surface he passed showed him that same smirk, like his image was trapped, waiting for the perfect moment. The man's desperation led to a series of futile attempts to rid himself of his own reflection, but it seemed to haunt him at every turn. As he grappled with his identity, the line between reality and illusion blurred, leaving him questioning his very existence. As his friends and family slowly stopped calling, each encounter left them colder and more afraid of him, as if they sensed the stranger lurking beneath his skin. Ravi awoke to find his reflection hovering beside his bed, laughing as it whispered, "There's only room for one." That was the last thing he remembered before waking up in a foreign city, with people calling him by another name and a faint memory of a life he'd once had. As he pieced together this fractured identity, he realized that his doppelganger had taken everything he was, leaving him as nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of the man he used to be. The world knew him now as someone else entirely, and as he looked into a stranger's face in a new mirror, he saw that sinister smirk one last time.